Hello, Darren.
Hi, Darren.
Got to arrange myself a little bit here.
This is, welcome to day 6 of Christmas. The sixth day of Christmas.
Day 6 of Christmas.
What's that, Lord? Is it Lord? Not Lords of Leaping, is it? I only know from 5 Gold Rings.
No, I think I'm out on that game now.
Yeah. So
of course, there's no point in hiding it. It's not the 6th day of Christmas when we're recording it. It's an actual fact.
No. The
what is
14th
the
of December. 14th of December. Yeah.
I quite like this sort of time travel element. We could.
I wonder what I'll be doing on the 6th day of Christmas. I might be watching this.
I really, really don't know what I'm doing. I mean, there's a possibility I might not be in the country, but there's also a possibility I might be. Which makes my life sound a little bit more glamorous than it feels like it is.
You're a drug trafficker, aren't you?
I sold a life drawing the other day.
Did you?
And I did life drawing a lot before lockdown.
Yeah.
And the session I went to stopped during lockdown, obviously.
Yeah.
They tried to do it online, as a lot of places did, but I think that's a bit weird, actually. I think it is one of the things that couldn't find an online solution, I think. I think the whole point...
I've tried doing the odd video. BBC4 had a life drawing TV program, which was
that's right.
Life drawing. And there was the full program was one where you could watched celebrities drawing, and you had, I think Joe Lycett was introducing it, and you had people talking and that. But they also had a stream on iPlayer where it was just the camera on the models, so you could draw along. But again, it wasn't quite. It didn't feel right.
Well, I mean, I think there's a really simple reason why it's impossible. Like, it's not just that it doesn't work, it's just like it can't work. And that is that we see things in 3 dimensions.
Yes.
So literally what you're doing in life drawing is you're converting something from 3 dimensions to 2 dimensions. And that is the point of what you're doing. The fact that when you move your head or focus through a different eye, you're seeing a different thing and you're trying to capture that.
Yeah.
That is literally the point, that you share a 3D space. As soon as you're watching something on the screen, I see there no reason for it to be live. I see there no reason for the model to hold a pose. Everything about it becomes pointless to me. It's like, well, I might as well just take a screen capture. Then I did one, and it was a weird thing because the host was saying, right, you're not allowed to capture the screen. I mean, for reasons of, I don't know, all sorts of reasons, to take the model's picture when they're naked. But that sort of throws lots of absurdities up anyway, because you're already drawing someone naked. What does their image repeated anyway mean? I sell images that I draw. Do you know what I mean? It's just like saying that you can't take a photograph. It is saying, that's why this is ridiculous. That's why the whole thing is ridiculous. We're in a...
Well, were they also saying...
half and half,
You can't capture the screen for... so these images don't make it to the internet afterwards.
That's absolutely fine and correct.
Yeah.
That's great. And likewise, in a life drawing session, if someone suddenly brought out a camera... ridiculous. There'd be an outcry. I'm not saying that that's wrong, but I'm saying it shows the absurdity of what you're doing. It's like, well, I'm looking at a flat image. I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It didn't make any sense at all when it was happening.
So what's that you drawn?
Well, I was enjoying the response to none of the videos have gone out yet, but I have posted some the images that we drew. They've gone up. In fact, I've even sold one of the ones we've done already, a couple of the ones we've done. And I just enjoy that kind of Proustian thing. Oh, I had that,
Yeah.
And I was trying to put some thought into that, like, okay, what else is it specifically from my sort of age that I had as a kid, and what would, I suppose, specifically other guys, but not exclusively other guys, but what else would people be similarly sort of, that, I kind of trying to think of things to paint like that. So do you want me to sort of guide you in, see if you can guess it? It's from a franchise. So I thought of a franchise. It was a TV franchise that had toys.
Okay.
And it was just literally, I had no memory of this what I'm actually drawing existing, but I typed in the franchise and this came up. So I wondered, could you guess the franchise maybe? Or do you want me to give you some clues?
Clues, please.
Okay, well, it's a TV series.
Yeah.
I think it's ever so slightly more, me just being a couple of years older than you, it's ever so slightly more my era than yours, but there's no way you wouldn't know about it.
British TV series?
No, American.
Right.
It had a spin-off series. It ran for a good while. It was proper Saturday night stuff.
Was it?
Yeah. It was a massive hit. And the toys.
Mork and Mindy?
No. It was Earthbound, but it had a science fiction element to it. In fact, increasingly. Okay. All right. This is my last.
I mean, the face does look like a kind of robots, but.
Well, I think the only thing I can do for you is sing you the theme tune, right?
Okay, here we go.
Da 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 da.
Oh, $6 Million Man.
$6 Million Man, yes.
So who's that?
So I had in mind to paint, Steve Austin, and maybe I still will.
Yeah.
Because I remembered the dolls. The dolls had peel back skin on the arms.
Yes.
So you could lift out the little circuits that were embedded in his bionic arms. Yeah. Oh, actually, shall I explain more? Shall I go back for some people who really don't know what we're talking about?
I suppose so. People might not.
Steve Austin starred Lee Majors. $6 Million Man. The hero was Steve Austin, played by Lee Majors.
Yep.
And he was, I think, a test pilot or maybe an astronaut.
Yeah, I think he was an astronaut.
And he got into an awful crash, I think an air crash, and then was rebuilt with robot parts.
Yeah, we can rebuild him.
Totaling, do you remember how much it cost exactly to put all those robot parts in? I can't remember.
50 quid.
It cost $6 million dollars to make him into a robot. And he had a robot eye. I think he might have had 2 robot legs and 1 robot arm.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. That's right.
And the toys I remember were Steve Austin himself.
Yeah, I had
a red tracksuit or jumpsuit. Oscar, who was like
Oscar
his
Goldman.
boss. Oscar Goldman, well done. I only had Oscar in my head. There's a reoccurring villain called Bigfoot.
Right, I don't remember that.
And you could buy a model of that. You could
Bigfoot,
also buy
not like the Yeti Bigfoot.
I think I don't know how it was written in the program, but yes.
Right.
Kind
of familiar then. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, whether or not it was given an elaborate in-universe reason for existing, I can't tell you.
Well, 70s telly, American, was full of like Yetis and stuff, and satellites, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Big thing.
You could also get I still might do some of these, because I was also thinking about drawing. It came with this kind of, you could also get from this rocket contraption that he lay in and had a window.
Okay.
It's kind of
had a little nap.
Yeah. Well, I remember it being marketed as a rocket, but it was really, what it resembled more was a coffin with a. The more I'm thinking about this, the more I want to draw it with a. Like a window where you could see him lying in state, I suppose, with an open casket. And all of this I remember. Here's my other question to you and also to viewers. Right. What was the spin-off series?
$6 Million Woman.
Except it wasn't called that. It was called The Bionic. It was called The Bionic Woman, yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Wasn't it not called The Bionic Man?
I think we would all refer to him as the Bionic Man, wouldn't we? I felt like that was the sort of playground. When I've sort of done a bit more of this, I'll do a little bit of research for us.
Yeah.
Can you remember? And I'm not doing this with the answers in front of me. I'm sort of testing myself.
Okay.
Now. Can you remember the name of the character or the actress of
the actress? The actress was Lindsay Wagner.
Well, there we can get it between us then, because I couldn't remember the actress, but I think the character's name was Jamie Summers, I think.
Yes, you're right. Yeah. Like, wasn't Lee Majors the greatest back then?
Yeah.
I mean, you went from that to The Fall Guy.
The Fall Guy is also good, I think.
Yeah. Especially when you're a kid.
I sort of feel like he has a slightly parallel career to Shatner. And I think as a kid, I even used to sometimes get them a bit muddled up. Like they both had one that they were very famous for.
Yeah.
You know, Kirk and the $6 Million Man. And then they both had a second one, which was TJ Hooker and the Fall Guy.
TJ Hooker was
Oh, well done. I don't know whether I've been able to do that theme. Anyway, I just literally a few minutes before we started thought, right, let's Google up some images of $6 Million Man toys, and then this came up. And this character and the doll is called the Fembot. And
I asked for one of those for Christmas.
And I only had time to sort of do the scant a little bit of research. But yes, these were another reoccurring villain. It sort of strikes me the sort of thing that you bring in season 3 or 4. This sort of thing, you know. Like, I think all of those programs get increasingly madcap as they go in.
Yeah,
and I seem to remember it started with, okay, here's this guy, and once an episode he'll do a jump to get himself out of a scrape.
Whereas I think, like, did it make?
Oh. No, I think you're wrong. It's
no.
Okay. Right. Okay. I am going to see if I can find the sound online right now.
I might have a look to see if I can recreate it.
on
my computer.
Well, hold on. You're just going to patch in a synth and try and make the sound.
Not now, but when we finish recording.
Okay. Right. What? I'm going to try YouTube. $6 million man sound effect.
That must be enough to find it.
Okay. Here we go. Oh, no, that looks too long. Oh, I am noticing. Oh, see, now I've got to get through all the adverts. I do notice that I forgot this. I forgot that he, in a few series in, he decided to sport a moustache.
No, legend.
I suppose this is a. Okay, come on. Just get through your ads. Right, okay.
I know. Bloody adverts.
Did you hear that?
No. Is it playing?
Can you not hear it?
No.
We've had this issue before, haven't we?
We could hear oh yeah, it thinks it's not a voice, so it's trying to block. Zoom thinks you can't have this. It's not a voice.
Okay. Well, I guess we're just going to have to assume I was right then.
Look it up, listeners, viewers. Look it up.
Yeah, I think of this as a very much a sort of season 3 or 4. I reckon season 3 or 4, if we looked at it, is where they started bringing in the Yeti and the Fembots. I want one now, though. If anyone wants to get me a Fembot doll for next Christmas. We're not really the sort of size channel where we can sort of openly ask people to send us stuff in.
I don't think any channel should be asking for Fembots in this day and age, Darren. You don't know what you're going to get. Well, you might end up with what they used to call a marital aid.
Well, I mean, let's face it, there really is that quality here, isn't there?
There is. Yes, there certainly is.
Okay. Well, seeing as I think I've sort of finished, I will. I'm going to look up some information about the Fembots. You finished as well. Well, we haven't talked about yours at all.
Well, you look up information, and I'll tell you what I've tell the viewers.
Okay, you tell me and everyone what you've drawn.
Well, viewers of a certain age will recognise it. I've managed to capture it. It's Mr Frosty, the ice making machine. And actually, this going to share something in common with my next drawing. Will be revealed by the plunging aspect.
So, did you have one?
I did. I didn't. No, I think the what seems to be the common thread with Mr Frosty is that everybody asked for one at Christmas and nobody got one. When I googled Mr Frosty, there were a few memes coming up of like 30-year-old people finally getting a Mr Frosty, and my sister did the exact thing. She asked for one at Christmas, never got it, and she ended up buying herself one about 10 years ago. And basically what it is, you put ice into the Mr Frosty, into his head, then you put this thing on top and you push it down, crushing his head. I crush your head. And it crushes the ice, comes out in his belly tray, and then you use this little spoon here, pointing at the camera, you use a little spoon, and you could put food colouring in the ice. Maybe that little penguin fella's got food colouring in, I'm not sure.
Ah, yeah, the penguin fella.
Yeah.
Whilst we're talking about TV trivia, did I detect you did a very subtle Kids in the Hall reference then?
I did, yes. If there's one thing from that show that stayed with me, it's I crush your head.
Would you like to hear about the Fembots?
Yes, please.
They appeared in 5 episodes of The $6 Million Man. They appeared in Kill Oscar Part 2, Kill Oscar Part 3. They also appeared in Fembots in Las Vegas and Fembots in Las Vegas Part 2.
Surely they're Russ Meyer films.
The term Fembot describes a series of powerful and deadly lifelike androids designed and created by former OCI scientist Dr. Franklin. The original Dr. Franklin used his Fembots to infiltrate the OSI and obtain the weather control device. Not the weather control device. Despite the Fem prefix, there were also male versions. Oh, God, they're going to start something now, aren't they? While not truly artificially intelligent, the Fembots still had extremely sophisticated programming and social skills and allowed them to pass for human in most situations. For example, oh, for God's sake. For example, as the Fembot Katie demonstrated, they can be designed to react to heat by perspiring, just like a human. I like this. Awesome. I'm scanning now for extra. Fembots could also be detected because of their extreme weight, over thrice what a similar-sized human would weigh.
Right.
Do you want to see pictures of them in it? It's really good.
It's like Westworld.
It's really like Westworld, isn't it? It's also like there's also a Doctor Who thing similar, isn't it? Android Invasion, I think, where they pop their heads open.
Right.
Yeah. Well done.
I want to see that. Also, isn't Kill Oscar a great name for like an album by a? Remember the band Fu Manchu? Like heavy fuzz rock band with the new album Kill Oscar.
Well, I quite like that. I drew a toy that I didn't know about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I wonder if anyone will be interested in buying my Fembot painting.
Probably, Darren. Probably.
Goodbye, Darren.
Wait. Put Fembot back. Put Fembot back. Yes. Let the viewers
feast their eyes.
Enjoy that image whilst we let the music play out. There we go. Say it again.
Goodbye, Darren.
Bye, Darren.